Howdy, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Artfell, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. Today is record day. I picked out some oddities at Half Price Books. 50 cent bin. Oh man. The hell. You just broke. Could I smash something? How about for the new viewers that I smashed something? Oh, so the story this week is that the termites, as you all know, I've mentioned the termites ate into a bedroom, into the floor of a bedroom, and so I decided, because you hire somebody and they're not going to tell you when the termites are dead. So you got to do almost everything yourself. I mean, I could have literally, if I had access to the poison, which I should have researched, I could have done what these guys did. By myself. Anyway, but never mind that. Some people hate it when I smash stuff. Why? Because I must have hoarders watching me. Where the hell is the thing? So I scraped up a little bit of the floor and I poked around a little bit, and I didn't think that termites didn't look to be active. Didn't see any termites swarming this spring, so I took the chance and pulled the floor up. They ate through the floor and just a bit of the subflooring, but they didn't. Even though they had a tunnel through or on top of the joist, they didn't eat the joist, which was nice and interesting. Anyway, so I patched that up with some poplar from the rails, the bed rails, wooden bed rails of a 1930s Art Deco bedroom set that I no longer use the bed part, and I put it down here, and the moisture in the basement, the bunker, ruined the damn thing. I had to cut it up and burn it. Oh, it was real. I don't feel like I'm a good steward of antique stuff. But that's why they call it antique, because stuff happens to stuff. And then pretty soon, there's not any of it left at all. Okay, so not to worry. Can't do it without that thing. Not the brain, it's the giant brain. I wish my brain was this big. So I decided, because I never had time to do this, and I didn't feel like spending the money on it, I decided to refinish the floor. The floor has been painted around the outside. It's random width pine. Okay, if you don't know what that is, it's boards that are not all equal in width. Some are more wider and some are less than, by up to inch anyway. So it would be harder pine because it was probably used material. I can't say for sure. Nice, tight grain for pine. Still soft wood, but around here people refinish these type of floors. It's not unheard of. So I smash and I smash. But it's like, first of all, then I watched the video. It was like, oh, you can do this yourself. And then I read another website that said, you're a stupid idiot, foolish person if you. And anybody that's ever done it says, I'll be damned, you can't hang me upside down and burn me with a hot poker, make me do another floor over again. So. But there's the drum sander and the belt sander, the big ones, okay, and you can rent, I think, from most rental centers, like the drum sander. Apparently the commercial sanders weigh 250 pounds and are probably the belt sanders. The drum sanders, maybe they're different models, I don't know. Anyway, but at like a Home Depot you can get an oscillating sander, which is a pad, like basically a giant oscillating pad, and then there's another one with 3 rotating pads underneath it that are more for your home. But all of them are set up more or less, I think, to do floors that are stained, and this is painted. Okay, so you have to be gumming up the pad and everything. So I don't even want to go into this because I'm experimenting. I'm going to try to remove the paint and down to the point where it's kind of like, rough sanded, and then around like one of those oscillating sanders or the other type, and just do the finishing sand. Talking about things that are smashed, I just broke the baby's head off the back of his head. That's right. I have to apologize up front to the new viewers because many people didn't like it. I smashed them because they're hoarders and they can't stand to see stuff smashed. But oh, they warned us about it. The polar vortex came down and the weather's so beautiful outside right now, thank God for the polar vortex. You know, it was a beautiful drive in the Jeep today. Everything was fine. Nobody did anything exceedingly stupid. I got some marked down dog food, and there was something else. I'm just going on. Anyway, let's go to the records. Okay, it's the Fran Wald Trio from the Black Forest Restaurant. That could be great. You know what I'm saying? It's a budget Jeannie Riley Plantation Records budget label. Now, that is Jeannie Riley on the front. Now I remember how I wanted to start this video out by saying, welcome to a few new subscribers. This happens every now and then. I'll make a video and some people will watch it and they think they're going to get one thing, but they're going to get another. But over the past course of a year, I've been pretty normal, I think, okay? Presenting records, except for the doll thing I did a while ago. It was like a throwback. But with the records things, so there's been some consistency. Anyway, but what I wanted to say is what I do with the records is basically I'm going to the used record store, wherever I find them, and I'm just buying stuff that there's little key things about the records that I look for, and I don't know what I'm going to get. Like in this case, Jeannie Riley's Greatest Hits. This could be Jeannie Riley, but it's on Plantation Records, which is a budget label. Sometimes the vinyl's color, but in this case it's not. So I wonder what the budget record company is doing with Jeannie Riley, if this is actually her or somebody in the studio doing her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But that's why. In this case, it's a hands down local lounge record that I don't have, an obvious pickup for me. Okay, but I don't know anything about that record either. I assume it's going to be okay. If they do Evil Ways, it's got to be okay. I think there's got to be something on it. Anyway, but I don't know. The thing of it is, none of these records, I have no idea, so when I hold them up and I say something, don't expect whatever comes out of my mouth to have any grounding in reality, because I'm just guessing in many instances of what I've picked up and what it will be, and sometimes I go upstairs and I listen to it and I'm like, oh my God, and I cut out all the things that aren't right, just that I know about, and I leave in the rest. Okay, Glenn Miller. I like big band. It's okay, but Glenn Miller's so popular I don't usually pick up any of his records. I picked up this one again because this is after Glenn Miller Soul Particles went to the other side and Buddy DeFranco took over the Glenn Miller band. And even then I wouldn't buy it, but this is a later record, so they're covering pop songs, okay, like Up, Up and Away. We got to zoom up. We're zooming up to the, where's the zoom? Right there, get all the way down in there. And again, at this, it's like in the mod, in the mood, in the mod. It's Buddy DeFranco once again doing mod. Like what? How can he do big band? Like mod it up. I don't know. Gone with the Wind, Shangri-La, Song of India. What could he possibly do with the big band that would draw in the mod squad listeners? This is a Command record. I don't have. It's after Inc. sold the company Command to ABC, which is Command ABC now on this album. It's not a gatefold, and there's a date on the back. Normally there would be a date. No, there's not a date, but it looks interesting, and I don't have it. Ebb Tide is on the back. There's some South American, Mexican stuff there, I guess. Anyway, I picked this up because it's got a kind of like a 60s groovy pattern, and the guys in the suits kind of loungy. I really don't have any idea what to expect off of that record. Okay, here we go. Let me see what's going on there. This. Smash for the new viewers. The stew is smashing. And I picked this one up. It's probably going to be, I'm not going to care for it. It's probably going to be sort of traditional sounding, but all the guys are dressed like cowboys. And this guy that's dressed like a cowboy has a gun, a 6-shooter strapped to his side, which apparently is his instrument. That's why the crowds at the concerts, at the Bandoleros del Norte concerts were so well behaved. Because one of the musicians was always carrying a 6-gun, and it looks like he's got a dog bone in his hand. was going to say it's a harmonica, but it sure looks like a dog bone. I don't know. He played the dog bone. Here's a great cover of a record I don't have. Inside Me, Jimmy Comack, with orchestra conducted by Dennis Farron from 1957. It's a great cover of the crazy couch person and the hot doctor. You're not supposed to... It's like he's thinking about her and he's got his hands like, no, I'm sorry, but you're a hot mind doctor and stop looking at me that way. A long time ago, I'm sure you all remember, like 2 years ago, I held up a Terry Baxter 3-record set, and there was some fun, crazy stuff. Terry Baxter doing covers of modern songs for Columbia House, Musical Treasury, which I think was mail order, some of their mail order stuff, right? Okay, so now I found 71 and 72, the best of 1971 and 72, covered by Terry Baxter, you know, so there, and his covers are unorthodox, mood music. It's patterns and sound. It's an emotional experience in musical communication. I think I've got this one. I thought, oh, it wasn't very good. Again, I may not have any idea what I'm saying because my memory ain't worth shit. Okay, Electric Church. The Electric Church. Here you have Reflections. Right, okay, wow. That's pretty fun right there. Electric Church, what the hell? Do they worship? Fossil fuel companies that use coal to produce electricity? Shameful. Here's another one, total budget, horribly produced cover. It's John Davis and the Monster Orchestra. I have no idea. Does that mean it's on Sam Records? I never heard of that. Does that mean it's a big monster? Means like a huge orchestra, like lots of people in the orchestra, or really big people in the orchestra, or orchestra made up of classic film land monsters, famous monsters like the Creature of the Black Lagoon. I don't know. It's probably going to be disco, but I have no idea. I'm just guessing. Here's a local Regal Records out of Fairdale, Kentucky. It's not, it's Fultz Recording Studio on a Regal label, which I'm not familiar with. But anyway, it was just such a great cover. Look, these two women on the cover literally looked like they're cut out and pasted on the cover. They kind of look like aliens. You got the guy with the beard, the cool beatnik guy, sort of country beatnik hippie guy with the beard, and then you got the guy with the wandering eye right there kneeling in the suit. How could you not buy that record? It's Petula Clark. There she is. There she is in the back wearing white fishnet hose. Somewhere in Time, I don't know. It's another one of those horribly produced covers. Just horrible. Ugh. Christopher Reeve. This is when he was still able to walk. He made this movie. There's Journey Back in Time. Apparently it's some kind of like love thing where people go back and forth in time and fall in love or something like that. I don't remember the movie. Marion Worst, Greatest Hits. Crazy Arms. Sounds like she was a country singer. Columbia Specialty Products. Richard Chamberlain. Who likes Richard Chamberlain? I remember somebody did. There's two Richard Chamberlain albums. Richard Chamberlain, apparently he was Dr. Kildare on a TV show. I didn't know that. He made at least one movie. And he also made records because there's two of them right there. Harry James and his orchestra. I picked this up because, again, it's the big band covering songs later, more hip, like Going Out of My Head. There's one, okay. It's a black and red silhouette guitar cover. last but not least, I picked this up. It's Los Yankee. I don't have any idea. But it's kind of like psychedelic. There are butterflies and everything going on there, okay? And they do, I swear to God, I hope I don't have this album. But I can tell from the cover that they do a cover of Hair and Spinning Wheel and Hush, assuming Hush, was that Hush, or is that another Hush? I don't know. Well, there should be enough there to sink your teeth into. I wish the tiki drummer would work. This guy used to play music, but he doesn't anymore. He just broke, and I didn't drop it or do anything. And now for the musical sample. All right.
Hay una linda muchacha que loco me trae y todo se debe a su manera de hablar. Si tú la escuchas te vas a deshacer y cuenta te darás que en su voz está el poder. Na 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 na. Hush, hush, es un murmullo su voz cuando me llama. Hush, hush, me hace temblar cuando voy al lado de ella. Hush, hush, si es un murmullo su voz cuando me llama. Hush, hush, su linda voz es lo que hace que la quiera. Hush, hush, me llama en la mañana. Hush, hush, me llama al mediodía. Hush, hush, la escucho por las noches. Hush, hush, y corro al lado de ella. No me importa el lugar donde ella esté, si su voz escucho a su lado correré, pues es su voz que no puedo resistir, no puedo evitarlo y a su lado debo ir. Na 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 na. Hush, hush, es un murmullo su voz cuando me llama. Hush, hush, me hace temblar cuando voy al lado de ella. Hush, hush, si es un murmullo su voz cuando me llama. Hush, hush, su linda voz es lo que hace que la quiera. Hush, hush, me llama en la mañana. Hush, hush, me llama al mediodía. Hush, hush, la escucho por las noches. Hush, hush, y corro al lado de ella. Hush, hush, es un murmullo su voz cuando me llama. Hush, hush, me hace temblar cuando voy al lado de ella. Hush, hush, si es un murmullo su voz cuando me llama. Hush, hush, su linda voz es lo que hace que la quiera. Hush, hush, me llama en la mañana. Hush, hush, me llama por mediodía. Hush, hush, la escucho por las noches. Hush, hush, y corro al lado de